Now on CoastTV News.
Demolition decision after nearly a year of waiting, when we will learn about the date for demolition of the building that was once home to the iconic Dolle sign.
Plus, coastal bays breakdown. We learn how these waterways rate near the Worcester County shore.
A cold and blustery day awaits. It will feel more like the 20s throughout the afternoon, tracking a chance for snow and then another Arctic blast.
Traffic talks. What changes a Rehoboth Beach committee is considering for parking, left turns, and dogs on the beach.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And it is Thursday, December 11th, 2025. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, Matt. I'm Grace Eckerly. Thank you for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
And Grace, 2 weeks from today. I think we can do the countdown. 2 weeks from today.
Until Christmas. Santa Claus is coming to town all over Delmarva. I couldn't be happier. I
know, it's your time of the year.
It
time
is.
to shine.
And you know who gets an extra special shout out this time of year?
Who's that?
First alert meteorologist.
Why?
Chris
Why does he get a
Mass.
shout out?
Chris Mass, because his name spells out Christmas.
Folks, I can't tell you how long Grace has been waiting to play this card. Chris Mastrobono, our first alert meteorologist, a.k.a. Chris Mass. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, guys. I appreciate that, Grace. I know you're in full gear with the Christmas music and everything. And yeah, 2 weeks away, and it certainly has been feeling like Christmas here on Delmarva. I tell you what, with the below average temperatures, taking a live look in through Lewis, we're at 41 degrees and we're pretty dry. Chilly start. Temperatures not all that bad. In fact, we're in the upper 30s to low 40s, but they're going to be dropping through the morning. You can see the winds really beginning to pick up, gusting to 30 miles an hour in Georgetown. 29 in Salisbury, 33 Indian River Inlet. So it's going to be a rather blustery day. You can see wind chills right now right around the lower 30s, and those are going to be falling as well. And it's all thanks to a cold front just off to our west that's going to be swinging through this morning. You can see some snow squalls throughout western Pennsylvania, and those will be affecting areas to the north of the peninsula. Temperatures rising into the mid to upper 30s throughout the afternoon, but note the wind chill as we get into the afternoon, hovering in the upper 20s. So a blustery day awaits, and also we're going to talk about some snow chances as well with the cold. I see a few chances of light snow Friday night, but a bigger chance comes the day on Sunday. It's going to be a light snowfall. We'll talk more about that coming up in my full 7-day forecast. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this hour is the One Rehoboth Hotel. It's set to go on the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk, where the iconic red Dolle sign used to be. That was a landmark in the nation's summer capital.
CoastTV News reporter Lisa Weber live in Rehoboth Beach. And Lisa, that project's been approved for almost a year now, but the building still remains untouched.
We are standing on the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk in front of a building that was once a landmark here in Rehoboth Beach. This is where the One Rehoboth Hotel is set to be built, but for right now, this abandoned building has just been sitting here, and this is where that iconic red Dolle sign used to hang. It's probably one of the most photographed spots in the city at the time, but Dolle's is no longer here. It moved in 2021, and the new hotel has been approved since January. After almost a year, we could get a date as to when demolition is set to begin tomorrow. The city told us that conversation is set to take place tomorrow, Friday, December 12th, at the city's planning and zoning meeting. Demolition signs on the building indicate work was expected to begin around late October, but that never happened. Plans show the project will include 60 hotel rooms and retail space on the first floor. And demolition did begin back in April on the old Sirocco Motel that is located right behind this building on Baltimore Avenue. But for right now, this building that was once a cherished spot here remains untouched. Back to you.
Lisa Weber live in Rehoboth Beach. Also happening today in the city, traffic concerns are taking center stage. According to the agenda of the city's Streets and Safety Advisory Committee, they're set to discuss speed limits, traffic calming measures, and signage. Officials will hear from people who live at Henlopen and Columbia Avenue. Now, also under review is consolidating seasonal regulations. Those include parking, left turns, dogs on the beach into 2 consistent seasons.
Happening today, a public hearing for a proposed development in Milford. According to the agenda for the Board of Adjustment meeting, Reserve at Herring Branch wants to build multifamily apartments on almost 18.5 acres of land. City documents say the land is located on the west side of South Walnut Street, and Milford officials will gather this morning at 10 a.m.
The Maryland Coastal Bays program is set to unveil the 2024 Coastal Bays report card. It grades the health of the state's 5 coastal bays along with the St. Martin River using 6 scientific indicators, combining them into an overall score. And that report card gets unveiled at 2 p.m. at Mickey Finn's in West Ocean City.
A federal judge is striking down Donald Trump's executive order blocking wind energy projects.
It's part of a lawsuit that was filed by Delaware's Kathy Jennings, Maryland's Anthony Brown, and 16 other attorneys general. In their lawsuit, they allege that the federal agency's actions harmed their state's efforts to secure affordable sources of energy. The executive order attempted to halt virtually all leasing of wind farms on federal lands and waters.
Frederick Island looking at an appeal against a Delaware bill that overrode local denials for an offshore wind substation. This bill was signed into law this past June and says that if a company wants to build an electric substation to support a renewable energy project, the county must allow it. Sussex County Council voted down the substation application, but according to the new law, if a project was previously rejected, it now has approval if it meets certain requirements.
And this just in, the Trump administration continues to escalate military activity in the Caribbean. U.S. federal agency seized an oil tanker off of Venezuela's coast.
The Attorney General says it was involved in an illicit oil shipping network that supported terrorists. NBC's Alice Barr shows us what the president says about its efforts overseas.
This morning, tensions with Venezuela sharply escalating, with the Venezuelan government accusing the U.S. of, quote, a blatant theft and an act of international piracy over this moment when elite Coast Guard forces, according to 2 U.S. officials, rappel out of helicopters onto a massive oil tanker off Venezuela, executing what Attorney General Pam Bondi called a seizure warrant.
We've just seized a tanker on the coast of Venezuela, large tanker, very large.
The Attorney General saying the tanker was transporting sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran, part of a, quote, illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations.
It was seized for a very good reason.
It's unclear where the oil on board was headed or what happens to it next.
Well, we keep it, I guess.
The Venezuelan government now claiming President Trump's ramped-up pressure campaign against authoritarian leader Nicolas Maduro is about the country's rich oil reserves instead of drug trafficking. The Trump administration has been striking alleged drug boats off the Venezuelan coast and threatening to move on land, accusing Maduro of being tied to a drug trade that steals American lives, and putting out a $50 million reward for information leading to his capture. Maduro denies the allegations, and while he says his country is ready to fight, at a Wednesday rally he addressed Americans who don't want war.
Don't worry, be happy.
All as President Trump suggested Colombia may be next in his fight against the drug trade. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
Things to know, Delaware Attorney General Kathy Jennings says you can get a piece of a $700 million settlement with Google. It's for anyone who bought apps or games on the Google Play Store between August of 2016 and September 2023. Most people don't have to do anything. Money will be automatically sent through PayPal or Venmo to the email or phone linked to your Google Play account. If you don't have a PayPal or Venmo account or can't access your account information, you'll need to sign up online to claim your payment.
Later today in Dover, a convoy of trucks carrying thousands of wreaths heading to Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia will stop at the Dover Motor Speedway for a ceremony to recognize the commitment of honoring America's fallen service members. The public's invited to attend the ceremony. It's been moved inside the Bally's Dover Rollins Center Ballroom A due to the expected cold conditions, and I am honored to be the MC of this. The ceremony begins at 3:30 this afternoon.
And we're just getting started here on this hour of CoastTV News Today.
Coming up on CoastTV News Today, health issues addressed, what came out of a summit in Dover this week, and how it could benefit people in Sussex County. But first, weapons used by pirates and other pieces of history found near our beaches. How a man who grew up in Milton is now showcasing local maritime history. This week's Coastal Connection is next. The Delmarva coast has seen its share of shipwrecks. It's seen some of the most infamous pirates in history. In this week's Coastal Connection, we learn how a teenager from Milton, with a fascination of tales from the sea, grew up to be one of our area's great storytellers of maritime history. A calm after a storm like October's nor'easter. It often produces treasure along the southern Delaware coast.
You can walk along that beach and find the coins that wash ashore from that particular ship.
The shipwreck is the Faithful Stewart in 1785 near the Indian River Inlet, and it is largely because of the work of Dale Clifton that we know today the details of what occurred over 200 years ago.
I actually found my first shipwreck when I was 14, started working that wreck, and 40-some years later I'm still working wrecks. I had to start doing some research and started researching in the archives over in England and Ireland, and then finally found the account of the ship that had sank off of our coast that was carrying that type of coinage.
Coins from the shipwreck, like the Faithful Stewart's, show the effects of centuries under the sea. Some are found in a clump like this. Clifton is skilled in extracting these links to the past.
We soak them in fresh water and change the water at least once a day. We're trying to get the items to have no more than 1,000 parts per million salt.
It is work Clifton does in this office at the Discoveries from the Sea Museum in Fenwick Island. This extensive collection on display is a passion for maritime archaeology that was formed during his teenage years.
At about 16 years of age, I made my mind up. If I'm ever lucky enough to find some of this stuff, I want to create permanent homes around the world where people can go and not only hear the story, but see the artifact that backs that story up.
Including stories of pirates who found success in our waters.
Blackbeard favored this area because he knew that the Delmarva coast, being a very prominent strategic point of ships coming into Philadelphia, that we didn't have a lot of militias along our coast. So those pirates did come to this area a lot to plunder ships because they knew that they could probably get away with it. If you've ever heard the old expression, never take a knife to a gunfight, you'll see that this pirate had it covered, because when you flip it over, built into the dagger was a single flintlock pistol.
This unique weapon is just one of many items that Clifton has collected since his teenage years. Some are on display in Fenwick Island, some are on loan. Some still need a little work, and many tell a story of a very different period of time along our shores. For Coastal Connections, I'm Matt Pinson. It is 5:16, and we're giving you a live look at it's a fairly empty boardwalk there in Rehoboth Beach. And Chris, I feel like every day we're talking about cold temperatures and some wind gusts, so it's basically copy and paste your forecast from Wednesday to Thursday to Friday?
That's about right. I mean, this is the pattern we're in, where we're seeing these reinforcing shots of cold air. Not much in the way of big storms, but yeah, we're getting into this pattern where we continue to see these shots of Arctic air. We're going to see another one early next week. We're at 42 right now in Lewis, 38, Harrington, 40 in Georgetown. Winds have really begun to pick up. We're gusting to 31 Indian River Inlet, 30 in Georgetown, and we're going to continue to see rather blustery conditions throughout the day today. You can see wind chills are in the 20s. It feels like 28 in Rehoboth, 29 in Milton. We have a gale warning that continues for the Delmarva coast, primarily from the Delaware Bay down through Fenwick Island. That runs through 6 o'clock tonight. And then we also do have small craft advisories to Ocean City, Chickateague, and then along the bay. Those run through this evening. So we're dry, we're clear out there. We're seeing snow squalls develop across western Pennsylvania. Those will impact areas up through the Poconos along the northeast extension, but this cold front going to be pushing through the morning today. High pressure is going to be building in, keeping us dry and sunny. 40 degrees right now in Rehoboth. We're going to see temperatures drop a bit through the morning and then rise a little through the afternoon. Winds are going to be gusty through the morning and afternoon, gusting near 30, 35 miles an hour. Then those winds will relax overnight into Friday. But with that said, it's going to feel more like the 20s throughout the afternoon, despite mostly sunny skies. And we'll briefly see wind chills in the teens to low 20s by early Friday morning. As far as precipitation goes, we're going to stay dry through the afternoon today. Mostly sunny skies, few stratus clouds filtering in throughout the afternoon. We stay cold and dry in through Friday as well. There's a look at those wind chills through the afternoon. Highs will top out around 38, but it'll feel more like the 20s throughout the heart of the day, really the warmest part of the day. Then as we go into Saturday, we're dry. Mostly cloudy skies. Then we watch an Arctic front and an area of low pressure pass to our southeast, and that will likely spawn a period of snow as we go into Sunday morning. Could begin as some rain mix, but then go over to snow as that cold Arctic air plunges towards the coast, and we could pick up an inch or two as we go into Sunday afternoon. It's a quick hitting system because I think by the afternoon that snow is out of here, and then it's just bone dry and cold as we go into the early next week. In fact, Monday may be our coldest day so far this season. 38 by this afternoon under partly cloudy skies. We're at 25 overnight. 39 for our Friday. Could see a late snow shower Friday evening. Not going to amount to much. We're dry Saturday, 45, mostly cloudy skies. Then watching that light period of snow coming Sunday morning. And then look at those highs on Monday, struggling to get to 30 degrees. And then we're back up to 48 by next Wednesday. Matt.
Thank you, Chris. Delaware healthcare organizations came together to discuss and find solutions to the state's biggest challenges. It focused on several topics, including workforce shortages and limited resources in rural areas. According to the organizations, collaboration is key when dealing with these issues.
One thing that we are talking about this year a lot is changes in federal policy that are honestly moving the wrong direction for Delaware families, making it harder for them to access healthcare services that they need. And that is an unfortunate reality of the moment we are living in, but we are all working together to do the best we can for Delaware families.
Another concern was federal policy changes, including recent Medicaid shifts. Coast TV News Today is back after this. New this morning, the Maryland Department of Natural Resources is looking for standout leaders in conservation and recreational fishing. Nominations are now open for the 2026 Maryland Sport Fisheries Achievement Award. The department says the honor recognizes people who have made contributions to habitat management, education, research, or any work that supports fish and recreational fishing. People can submit nominations online now through January 31st of 2026.
Good Thursday morning, Delmarva, as we take a live look into Lewis. It's a dry, cold start, but the winds are really going to be picking up through the morning. We're at 40 right now in Lewis. Making your way out, dress warm, Ocean City, Fenwick Island. We're going to get up to near 40 in those areas, but with the wind gusting to 35, it's going to feel more like the 20s throughout the afternoon. 38 in Lewis and Rehoboth by around your lunchtime under mostly clear skies. A gorgeous day, but again, a very cold one if you're heading out doing any Christmas shopping throughout the coast. Cambridge, we're up to 37 through the afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds and a mostly sunny day in Crisfield with highs around 38. Congratulations to Crystal Spicer, Georgetown, Delaware, on winning an umbrella from Coast TV. And you can always call our First Alert weather phone for your latest forecast. I'll be back in the next half hour with your 7-day forecast. Grace and Matt.
Thank you, Chris. And it's that time of year again for our Bless Our Children campaign. Every year, Coast TV works to make the holidays a little brighter for kids across Delmarva.
And the money you give goes to local charities who buy Christmas presents. And here is today's Shell Brothers Honor Roll.
From the bottom of our hearts, thank you to the businesses, groups, and individuals who have stepped up to the Shell Brothers Challenge of donating at least $1,000 to the Bless Our Children campaign.
We'd like to recognize those friends now by reading the Shell Brothers Honor Roll in order of amount given in increments of $1,000.
Friends and family of Captain Bob's Oyster Roast.
In loving memory of Stacy Dorsch. Atlantic Community Thrift Shop.
Boggs Dish Haroon Post number 123.
Ocean City Elks Lodge number 2645.
Clark & Sons Garage Doors. James Maloney.
Eastern Shore Corvette Club Incorporated. Cape Henlopen Elks 2540.
Seaboard Billboard Boat.
In memory of Carolyn Lehman Johnson.
Right Locations Inc.
Pat Littleton and Steve Rosenberry.
Michael and Nancy West. Edward Jones Office of Melinda Tingle.
Sons and Daughters of Italy of Ocean City Lodge number 2474.
Tony Tank Tribe number 149. Midway Par 3.
Inspiration Health Services LLC. Sugar and Gas Home and Comfort Products.
Donna Sackett and John Parker.
Apgar Turf Farm Inc.
Chesapeake Urology. Doctors Mark Edney, Mark Shimko, Alyssa Gracely, and Jason Smith.
CJ's Beach Space.
In honor of Bill Hickman, Peninsula Imaging LLC.
Painting in America Made Great Again, Earl Johnson Painting.
in memory of Jean G. and John D. Henry.
Mr. and Mrs. R. Dean Goldsboro.
Evergreen Lodge number 153.
Janosic Family Charitable Foundation Fund.
Emery's General Service of Millsboro.
Willard's Lions Club. Sean Knoll Ways Limitless Worldwide.
Wheels That Heal Car Club.
Chesapeake Waste Industries.
Wacomico Lodge number 91 AF and AM.
Rotary International Lewis Rehoboth Beach Rotary Club.
Preston Gromark FS.
Pocomoke Elks Lodge number 1624.
American Legion Cinnapunxon Post number 166.
Fillmore Day Real Estate Services LLC.
Accurate Termite and Pest Control.
Delaware Improved Order of Red Men and Degree of Pocahontas.
Idlewild Brewerton Club.
Hawker's Supermarkets.
DJVO Entertainment.
Murray's Residential Service, Dennis and Barbara Murray.
Allen Corman and Son, Inc.
Antique Alley of Bridgehill in memory of Ron Hatfield.
Eastern Shore Auctions by Willie Benton.
ASAP Pumping and ASAP Total Disposal.
Absolute PDR, Dwayne and Brandy Geis.
David and Luis.
Tylerton Church, Inc. Contractors for a Cause.
Queen City Elks Lodge number 1051.
AccuTrench Contracting LLC.
IV Solutions.
Terra Firma of Delmarva Paving.
Crowley Associates Realty, Inc.
ABC Refrigeration, Inc. of Bishopville, Maryland.
BYOC Build Your Own Cookie, Shinkatig and West OC.
Corrado Construction Company.
The Caronville Foundation.
Tops Cutoff, DJ Services and Recording Studio.
Redmond of Delaware Orphans Board.
HVAC Services Unlimited, Inc.
Shore Fund Tractor Pullers.
Eastern Shore Region Antique Automobile Car Club. Harry and Jenny Davis.
Collins Wharf Sod.
Brittany McKinley, in loving memory of Ava Lee Quinn, Jim and Nancy McKinley.
Missionary Baptist Church.
Selbyville Elks Lodge, number 2173.
King Crop Insurance in memory of Bonnie King.
Sons of the American Legion, number 123. Richard Jordan, in memory of Maurice and Pearl Jordan.
Liberty Concrete and Home Enhancements LLC.
Chris Contracting, Inc.
Dagsboro Paint and Wallpaper.
In memory of Cecily Witt.
Dance Conservatory and Ballet Theater of Dover.
O.T. Beauchamp Jr., American Legion Post 94.
Lewis Rehoboth Moose Lodge 646.
Hastings Marine Construction.
June and John Lewis Jr.
Paula Kelly of Elite Lending Services LLC. Don and Stephanie McIntaffer.
Delmarva Art and Wool Expo.
Towers Concrete Products, Inc.
G.R. Campbell Construction.
Allen Lions Club.
Zion Church of Salisbury Women of Faith.
Coastline Sunrooms and Awnings.
The Riverside Grill.
Pools, Pavers, and more.
Harborside Bar and Grill.
Bob Willie and Sons, Inc.
Hickman Beach Plaza.
Preston R. Smith, Plumbing and Heating.
Rich and Karen Gollin.
American Legion Nanacoke Squadron number 6.
Historical Vintage Car Club of Delaware Incorporated.
B&R Auto Parts, Inc.
Joan W. Jenkins Foundation Incorporated.
Jolly Roger Amusement Parks.
Mike Singleton and Sons Pest Control Company.
Mount Zion Holiness Church, Inc.
Paul Morin's Floor and Wall Design.
R.D. Greer and Sons Co.
Shore United Bank. Michael Kaviachin, Realtor with Coldwell Banker Realty.
Holly Lake Campsites and Holly Lake Grill.
Paradise Plumbing Incorporated.
Daisy's Well Drain.
Coastal Towing and Auto Repair Lewis.
Murray Sod Farm.
Monell and Sons Trucking Incorporated.
Donna Dorman Adams.
Burris Logistics.
Seascape Property Management. In memory of Sam Ellers Jr.
Johnson's Seed and Feed.
Reynolds Excavating Inc. In memory of Granville and Joanne Trimper.
Cheryl, Gary, and Boys.
Maddox Brothers Trucking Inc.
Black Gold Farms.
In memory of Richard and Helen Webb.
Bethel Community Church, Millsboro, Delaware.
Chuck and Shirley Buchanan.
In loving memory of Noah, Catherine, and Martha Hopkins.
Classic Cakes of Salisbury. Japanesque.
Odd Fellows Lodge, Georgetown.
We appreciate all of you stepping up to the Shell Brothers Challenge as a part of our Bless Our Children campaign.
If you'd like to help, send your carton donation to Bless Our Children in care of WBOC at 1729 North Salisbury Boulevard, Salisbury, Maryland 21801, or you can donate on our website, blessourchildren.org.
Thank you for helping make this season merrier for children on Delmarva.
Happy holidays.
Bless Our Children is administered by the Draper Holdings Charitable Foundation.
And after the break on Coast TV News today, current status of coastal bays. We'll tell you when information on bay health is set to be released in Maryland.
Also, offshore wind. The details of a ruling on an executive order that could have ramifications here on Delmarva.
Plus, details on stalled demolition. We'll tell you when Rehoboth Beach officials say work to tear down the former lawmaker could begin. We'll be right back.
Now on Coast TV News.
Backing the breeze. How the latest federal court ruling clears a hurdle for the wind farm project off our shores.
A cold and blustery day awaits. It will feel more like the 20s throughout the afternoon, tracking a chance for snow and another Arctic blast.
Demolition decision after nearly a year of waiting, when we will learn about the date for demolition of the building that was once home to the iconic Dolle sign.
Plus, Bay Benchmark. Later today, we'll get a better idea of the status of Worcester County's eastern waterways.
This is Coast TV News Today.
December 11th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Grace.
Good morning, Matt. And Matt, it's a Thursday.
It is Thursday.
It's a Thursday.
We're about to hit 5:35 on this Thursday morning. I like to call it Friday Eve. Grace likes to call it Thursday because it's her favorite day of the week.
I do love a Thursday, and this Thursday got a lot to be happy about. It's cold outside. Chris mentioned maybe some snow tomorrow. Not much, but maybe a little flurry. I'm getting excited. We got 2 weeks out till Christmas.
2 weeks from today.
Yes, I'm very happy today. But speaking of that potential snow, that's coming tomorrow, but it's chilly today. It is
It's another
cold
chilly
outside.
one. Yeah, let's get right to First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono. He's in the Weather Center. Good morning, Chris.
Good morning, Matt and Grace. Yes, that's right. We have another blustery day ahead of us here on the peninsula as we take a live look into Rehoboth Beach, where we're at 40 degrees. So temperature-wise, not all that bad this morning. We're at 39, Milton, 38 in Harrington, 40 in Salisbury. But the thing is, we have a cold front that's pushing through the area, and that's kicking the winds up, gusting to 32 Indian River and a 30 in Georgetown. And with that said, feels like 28 in Rehoboth, feels like 27 in Harrington, and it feels like 29 in Delmar. So it's going to be a rather blustery morning and afternoon. You can see the cold front now pushing offshore. Snow squalls well off to our west. They'll be impacting portions of southeastern and northeastern Pennsylvania. You can see temperatures today rising to near 40. We're going to hold in the upper 30s, but with the wind gusting to 35, it's going to feel more like 29. As we get into noon and then as we get into the heart of the day. Then as we go into our Friday, we're going to stay rather dry. Can't rule out a snow shower late in the day through the evening, but we do have a better chance of snow second half of the weekend. I'll go more in depth with that coming up in my full 7-day forecast.
Thank you, Chris. And our top story this half hour is the One Rehoboth Hotel, set to go on the Rehoboth Boardwalk. That hotel will go where the iconic red Dolle sign used to hang, which was a landmark in Rehoboth Beach.
Yeah, and that is where we have our Elisa Weber. The project's been approved for almost a year now, but the building still remains untouched. Good morning, Elisa.
On the boardwalk in Rehoboth Beach, and this building right behind me is probably one of the most photographed spots in Rehoboth. This is where that iconic Dolle sign used to hang. It's where that red sign used to be, but Dolle's moved from this location in 2021, and they have now are at a new spot on the boardwalk, and this hotel has been approved since January. After almost a year, we got a date as to when demolition is set to begin, and the city told us that conversation is set to take place tomorrow, Friday, December 12th, the city's planning and zoning meeting. Demolition signs on the boardwalk indicate work was expected to begin around late October, but that never happened. Plans show the project will include 60 hotel rooms and retail space on the first floor. We spoke with people in the area about the project, and here's what one person had to say.
If they would have taken care of the building so that it matched everything else around, I think it would have been outstanding. Then they wouldn't have to demolition it. But since it's in such disrepair, I'm a fan of them coming in and making it look more modernized.
And demolition did begin on the old Sirocco Motel, which is located right behind this building on Baltimore Avenue. But for right now, this cherished spot on the boardwalk remains untouched. Back to you.
Thank you, Elisa Weber, reporting from Rehoboth. Also happening today in Rehoboth Beach, traffic concerns taking center stage. According to the agenda, the city's Streets and Safety Advisory Committee is set to discuss speed limits, traffic calming measures, and signage. Officials will hear from people who live at Henlopen and Columbia Avenue. Also under review is consolidating seasonal regulations. Those include parking, left turns, dogs on the beach, that into 2 consistent seasons.
Federal judge is striking down President Trump's executive order blocking wind energy projects. It's part of a lawsuit filed by Delaware's Kathy Jennings and Maryland's Anthony Brown, along with 16 other attorneys general. In their lawsuit, they allege the federal agency's actions harmed their state's efforts to secure affordable sources of energy. The executive order attempted to halt virtually all leasing of wind farms on federal lands and waters.
Some things to know. Fenwick Island looking at an appeal against a Delaware bill that overrode local denials for an offshore wind substation. The bill was signed into law this past June and says that if a company wants to build an electric substation to support a renewable energy project, the county must allow it. Sussex County Council voted down the substation application, but according to the new law, if a project was previously rejected, it now has approval if it meets certain requirements.
The Maryland Coastal Bays program is set to unveil the 2024 Coastal Bays Report Card. This grades the health of the state's 5 coastal bays, along with the St. Martin River, using 6 scientific indicators, combining them all into an overall score. The report card gets unveiled at 2 p.m. at Mickey Finn's in West Ocean City.
Later today in Dover, a convoy of trucks carrying thousands of wreaths heading to Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. That will stop at the Dover Motor Speedway for a ceremony to recognize the commitment of honoring America's fallen service members. The public is invited to attend the ceremony, which was moved inside the Bally's Dover Rollins Center ballroom due to the expected cold conditions. And my lovely co-anchor Matt Pensick will be the MC of that ceremony beginning at 3:30 this afternoon.
Yeah, looking forward to being a part of that special event. This just in, a so-called river in the sky is causing rivers in the ground to crest in Washington state. The potentially historic flooding is forcing thousands to evacuate.
Amy Kiley shows us how it's devastating parts of the Pacific Northwest.
Officials are advising about 100,000 people to evacuate certain areas of Washington state. An atmospheric river is causing heavy rainfall, flooding, and mudslides.
The situation is extremely serious. The next few days are going to be very critical.
The governor says he declared a state of emergency since some rivers could reach historic levels. Video shows water rescues in multiple areas.
I found myself stuck on a little piece of land out there with my 4 cats. And had to wade through water up to my chest in order to get to dry land. It was very cold and very swift.
In south central Washington, shelters are caring for some rescuees.
So what we're doing right now is we're providing obviously shelter beds, meals, dry clothes, a place for their pets.
Officials say at least 2 major mudslides have blocked parts of I-90. This Seattle area gas station is damaged.
A lot of sand.
And in northwest Washington, sandbag volunteers are shoring up an old dike system along the Skagit River.
At a time like this, it's all hands on deck.
Forecasters say dangers will continue into Friday.
The impact on Washingtonians is significant now, and it's going to be significant in the coming days, and that is an understatement.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
And we have a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, new information on pond rescue. We'll give you the latest updates from police on the victim.
Also, battling bucks, how Milford got a Henlopen Conference wrestling win ahead of a big weekend tournament. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
Well, the holidays are really starting to creep up on us. I really have to get a going on my baking here. Look at this, 3 days from Hanukkah, 14 days from from Christmas, and we are just 20 days away from the start of 2027. Look at this, 42 in Ocean City, and we are seeing that cold front push through the area. Temperatures right now 39 in Milton, we're at 39 in Bridgeville, 40 in Georgetown, and we have seen quite a stretch of below average temperatures really dating back to Thanksgiving, and that stretch is going to continue today with temperatures only reaching the upper 30s, but it's going to feel more like the 20s with the wind gusts upwards of 30 to 35 miles an hour. We'll talk about some snow chances over the weekend. Full 7-day forecast is just minutes away.
We do have an update to a story that we reported on earlier this week. A man has died after his excavator fell into a retention pond. This happened at a retention pond near Slabridge Road in Fruitland around noon the other day. The Wicomico County Sheriff's Office says 81-year-old Paul Jones was operating the excavator when, for reasons still unknown, it entered a 40-foot retention pond.
DelDOT is announcing a road closure coming to Georgetown this month. According to DelDOT, the railroad crossing at Depot Road will be closed starting 5 p.m. on December 20th. The agency says this is so crews can complete resurfacing and maintenance.
The Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studio.
Good morning, sports fans. We've got action on the mats. It's a hell open North Dolle between Dover and Milford. Up in Dover, Delaware, the Dover Senators hosted the Milford Buccaneers. We've got some wrestling action. Starting things off, Ryan Ferrazier able to get the pin for the Milford Buccaneers, starting things off strong on the mats. Then Wilbur Jowdy trying to reverse a little bit here for the Dover Senators, able to get on top of his opponent, fighting his way for those 6 points. And every word a wrestler loves to hear, getting the pin to win for the Senators, hanging on to ensure the victory. Moving on, Preston Smilek slamming his opponent to the ground, able to get him on his back, shoulder blades down, and another pin coming in for his squad. Then Don McElwee working for the Buccaneers, and he would have it all. 6 points to his name. Milford runs away with it and wins the match 61-18. That's all for sports. Have a great day, everybody.
And coming up tonight on DSN at 8:30, Decatur takes on Bennett in boys basketball. Then you can catch the final score at 10:30. And on DSN Plus, here are your exclusives. Got some girls basketball, and it starts at 4:30 p.m. when Milford travels to Sussex Tech. 5:30, Mardella visits Snow Hill. Also at 5:30, Y-High hosts Washington in boys basketball. And at 6:30, Dover visits Cesar Rodney in girls hoops.
Another week in the NFL. This week on Sunday Night Football, the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Dallas Cowboys. You can watch that game right here on CoastTV. Then stay tuned for CoastTV News at 11.
And time to showcase how you are decorating your homes this holiday season. Today's holiday house pictures coming to us from Jody and Felton. Wow, look at all this here.
That is beautiful. The little Grinch by the chimney. Oof, Matt, it's looking pretty dangerous.
Yeah, I'm sure that fireplace warms the whole house too. Jody says, happy holidays. And if you would like your festive decorations to be shared in our broadcast, take a look at your screen. You can send in your pictures by heading to our website, coasttv.com/holidayhouse.
The time is now 5:51 a.m. as we are taking a live look out into Ocean City, looking at Dark Bay right now. But Chris, it is a chilly day. I think it's kind of fitting to start baking those Christmas cookies.
Oh, that's a perfect segue. And I'll tell you what, I need to get going. Actually, in fact, 2 weeks out, it's creeping up on me here. I promised a lot of people cookies. 37 in Harrington right now. So temperature-wise, not all that bad. 39 in Rehoboth. 39 in Millsboro, but look at the winds really picking up at this hour. We're seeing gusts near 30 Georgetown, 29 in Ocean City. We're going to see gusts as high as 35 through the morning and afternoon. So its wind chills are in the 20s. So it feels like 28 in Milford, 29 in Indian River Inlet. Gale warning continues for the Delaware beaches. Those run through about 6 o'clock tonight. Now, we do have a small craft advisory, Ocean City down through Chicotee, as well as through the Chesapeake Bay, and those run through this evening as well. We are dry. Cold front is now extending offshore. You can see the cold Arctic air filtering over the Great Lakes and some snow squalls up across portions of Pennsylvania, high pressure sliding eastward. So we're going to stay dry here through our day today. We're at 41 in Ocean City. Temperatures rising to 37. In fact, the winds are going to be really picking up through the morning and afternoon, gusting near 35 miles an hour. But then as we go into the overnight and into Friday, not going to be seeing those strong winds like we are today. Wind chills are going to stay in the mid to upper 20s for most of the day, so it's going to be rather cold out there. And then as we go into the day tomorrow, early tomorrow morning, could see some wind chills in the teens, but really the wind factor is going to be subsiding. As far as precipitation goes, we stay dry and cold through the day today. Clear skies. Could see a late snow shower Friday afternoon into Friday night. High today, 38 in Lewis. We'll see a high of 39 in Cambridge. 39 Pocomoke City to 39 in Berlin. Again, we could see a late snow shower Friday night, not going to amount to much. We stay dry, cloudy in through Saturday with increasing clouds into the day. Then our eyes focus on Sunday morning. We have a Arctic front diving southward, an area of low pressure developing to our southeast, and we'll likely see a strip of precipitation develop along that front as it pushes towards the coast. So a round of some potential accumulating snow as we go into Sunday morning, and then behind it, one of our coldest days so far of the season as we go into the day on Monday. We're at 38, partly cloudy skies with those gusts near 35 miles an hour. 25, not as breezy as we go into the overnight through the day tomorrow. 39 degrees, mostly cloudy skies, late snow shower possible as we go into Friday evening. Then as we go into Saturday, we're dry most of the day, 45 with clouds increasing through the day, and then watching that chance of snow Sunday morning and through early Sunday afternoon. It's going to be a brief, quick hitting system, and then we're down to 30 degrees for a high on Monday. Grace.
Thank you, Chris. And the time's now 5:54 a.m. Time to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Grace, we have Ruby here,
my goodness.
ready for Christmas. Ruby is wearing her favorite Christmas sweater, standing in front of that bright Christmas tree. You got the best of both worlds. You got the pet, you have Christmas. Great looking picture there from Sophia in Pittsville.
Thank you, Sophia, for showing us Ruby in her holiday sweater. She looks so beautiful and very warm and snuggly for the holiday in this cold weather that Chris is telling us about. We want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Like Ruby, you can send us photos, tell us what makes them so special. Maybe they have a sweater they like too, if you take a look at your screen now.
Yeah, top of your screen, we got that QR code. Scan it to get your friends to us, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature. Now, not much of an opportunity today to see the sun as we bring back First Alert meteorologist Chris Mastrobono.
Yes, we're not going to see much in the way of sun today. We're not going to see much in the way of warm air today, I should say, as the sun's not going to really warm us up all that much. Temperatures are going to be rising into the upper 30s, but it's really the wind chill is really going to be the factor. It's going to feel more like about upper 20s as we go into the afternoon today. Watching a threat of snow as we go into Sunday morning could yield a couple inches. Then we're looking at another blast of Arctic air by Monday with a high of 30, and then there is light at the end of the tunnel. We're back up to 57 degrees a week from today.
Chris, that is temperatures in the teens for a low coming up. I don't know. Coming up in our next hour, awaiting a demolition date. The building that was home to the iconic Dolle sign is standing as of now, but for how long, as a hotel project awaits construction off the boardwalk. That and more when we continue with Coast TV News Today.